Single moms have so much baggage, they don't even realize it. They don't even know what the baggage is. They actually think their children are an asset to them when it comes to men wanting to deal with them. They think, oh, you see that I'm a great mother. Most of the time, single mothers aren't great mothers. But now I have to deal with you and a child. I have to either find babysitters with him, or you have to find babysitters with him, or I have to interact with the child. There's so many nuances when it comes to single motherhood that a lot of men don't want to deal with, and women are just mad and dumbfounded that men don't want to deal with it.
Bro, at this point, I don't have nobody to to, so I'ma just come to y'all because I be knowing that like y'all give me support. But I swear to God, like I really just have to break up over my because I'm a single mom and I have a 4-year-old son, and I feel like if I bring my son with me, meanwhile we've been together like 8-9 months, whatever, and not most of the time it's cool, but one thing about it, I don't really play about my baby, and it's really nothing, but I notice like microaggressions and like micro little things, like when I be like around my, and it's I really feel like I'm tripping right now, and I don't know, like maybe it's just my discernment, but I feel like when I people like being annoyed with my baby or anything that has to do with my son, we get the gone. And that could be as simple as like he's loud and like, yeah, you gotta go to work in the morning, but he's 4 at the same time. So if you want to be loud and play with toys, okay, that's cool, but you don't have no kids, so you don't get that. What the and I noticed that like it's background noise to me at this point, but low-key, like what I really noticed is like, bro, like this really revolved around my whole life. And I don't know if like other moms feel like this, or maybe it's just like because I'm a good mom, which I know I am, but people always tell me that because I'm always speaking about how I don't do that, or I don't do this because my son, or like I don't hang out with certain people. But that's really the truth. Like I feel like 9 times out of 10, wherever doors I walk in, I'm gonna have my baby with me. Okay, cool. Like I don't got no problem with that. We're gonna figure it out, but I'm never gonna have him somewhere that he not wanted, or somewhere that like people annoyed with him or something. Like I just don't play about that, bro.
Maybe teach him some manners so he doesn't act up a fool and people can actually interact with him without not wanting to be near him. It's called accountability. It's called discipline.
But I low-key feel like this is a lot because I really don't have no friends. Like I don't have nobody, but at the same time, it's gonna be worth it. And it's crazy because like I'm sad about it, but when it come about mine and my son, I swear to God, like I don't know, like I don't even have no tears, but I be like sad. No, I don't have no tears when it come about mine. Like I can't even talk crazy in here because we're in the back.
I mean, like, the first thing she said was like, "Oh, he's playing with his toys. The man is trying to sleep. It's just what kids do." No, my dad baked that night when I was growing up. He was the baker at a donut at our donut shop. He worked all night shift, so the man slept all day. Do you think we were just loud and obnoxious and playing with our toys and not letting my father sleep? You're fucking crazy if you actually think that. No, my mother made sure that we kept quiet, made sure that we didn't disturb our father because he needed the sleep.
Actually, we're gonna drive home right now. Like
Number one, the first question that I have to ask myself, because there's a lot to unpack here before we move on to the next video, is why do y'all talk with run on sentences? You know it's okay to pause, put a period or exclamation point, or even a question mark in between those sentences. You don't have to say like, but, and just keep on going, or none of that stuff. All right, so that's the first thing. The second thing, and you know, in
This looks funny because when I look at Anton, I look at myself, and I'm like, Anton pretty much wearing the same thing.
this story, it caught my eye when she said, I know you got to get up and go to work in the morning,
Right.
but he's 4. Like, he should be able to play with whatever it is he want to play with. What?
Right.
You see, when you see these women and they having these conversations, and I'm sympathetic to her plight, but this is the
I am not.
bed that she made and she got to lay in it. She's not considering what's best for him. She only cares about what makes sense for her, and so that's why she's making an emotional decision to get out of the relationship, which I believe is actually best for him, because I'm a huge advocate for guys, especially younger guys. Do not put yourself in a position to where you are taking care of another man's kid. under no circumstance. And this is not a diss to her. This is not a diss to single mothers. And I hate the fact that I got to preface what I'm about to say by saying that. But why? Again, because I know y'all looking at it from what's best for you, because you're going to do what's best for you in the same way that she's doing what she feels is best for her
Correct.
son, because she's not considering that this guy is going to be restless if your kid that's not even his is making noise and playing with toys while he's trying to rest and get ready to go to work in the morning. So no consideration for him, doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is you crashing out. Now these are microaggressions. She can't even name anything that he did or that he's doing to diss her son or whatever like that. But again, I think that this is best for him. And if she feels like this is what's best for her, my advice is always to go back to your baby daddy. Now,
Yep.
I know that ain't gonna never happen because pride is a mother effer, and people
I mean, some people have horrible baby daddies too, so it might not be an option.
try not to curse. And people, a lot of times wait too long, and by the time that they figure it out, the guy done probably moved on anyway. And then a lot of times they also have children by guys that's less than ideal, but then they try to make it seem like, oh, I'm a great mom. And that's cool. I don't think that you should get credit for being a great mom. That's expected. It's almost like a guy getting credit for taking care of his kid. You're supposed to do that. You brought the kid into this world. You're supposed to take care of him. But I just think that she's being a crash out. She's being completely unreasonable when it comes to taking into consideration what somebody else has to go through.
And this is a lot of single moms that you're going to deal with when it comes to their children. They become very unreasonable.
And again, this is the reason why I believe that people need to go back to their child's father, or their fathers need to go back to the child's mother. And you can't subject somebody else to your trauma and your circumstances because you feel some type of way. They don't have to prioritize your kid. That's not their kid.
Correct.
They didn't have them. It is not their responsibility.
I mean, even then, it was my own father and my own mother, and even my mother was like, no, you need to shut the hell up, stop being so loud so dad can sleep, because he needs his rest. It's basic manners.
Now, if they decide to marry you, then they take that on as a burden because you come as a package deal. I don't like package deals. I like a la carte. I like one-offs. But the
I
point
like
is
choosing.
that you're not considerate of him. You don't care about what he got going, what he got going on. You're not caring about his feelings. If he got to get up and go to work in the morning, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is how you feel right now. And that's why you and your feelings and why you and your emotions and why you making the decisions that you're making. And again, I think that people should be able to do what they want to do. But at the same time, I don't see anything in this story where she describes something that he did wrong. I see something
Other than he's annoyed at your son for making noise while he's trying to sleep.
that she described that she did wrong because she's inconsiderate, and you should not have to be taking care of another man's kids. And here's another question, and then we're gonna move on. How are y'all having children with no community? No help, no aunties, no none of that, whatever. Not married, none of that. Just winging it, just having children, and we just gonna figure it out from there. That's just the end of it. That is a wild concept to me because, as a person that I would say that I've generated a significant amount of resources, and I have a phenomenal community around me and great friends and family and all of that stuff. It's still hard, and I only had one kid, and obviously, I'm still married, and my daughter has grown to be phenomenal, and we are about to take multiple different trips. I've taken her across the whole world. It's a lot. It's a lot raising a child. I don't know how y'all doing it without no community, but y'all the MVPs.
I 100% agree with Anton. Like, in my family, in our family, our whole family comes together and helps take care of kids and make sure our kids are good. Back in the day, I told you guys, I used to go to all of my aunts' house every weekend. All of the kids would congregate to one house, so my aunts and my uncles and my mom and dad can go buy groceries and stuff. Because during that time, like, language barrier, we didn't know that many stores, so we just kind of did everything ourselves. All of us kids would go into one house, play with each other while all the adults did all the adult things that they needed to do for the weekend, like buying groceries, going to buy cars, or whatever it is. But all the adults did it together because it was a big community, and all the kids, we would, like, one or two aunts would stay behind and watch the kids while everybody else did what they needed to do. And during the week, it was just normal, regular, degular, taking care of the business thing.
I didn't really realize that when you're a single mom, people just automatically expect you to want to date a man that also has kids. I was talking about it last night with my whole family because I was like, oh, well, maybe next year, like, I'll have a boyfriend, go on a double date with my brother and my sister-in-law. And then I started talking about how I don't want to be with a guy who also has kids. And they were like blown away by the concept because they're like, well, you have kids. And I'm like, I know, I'm not saying that I don't love kids because I absolutely adore kids, but in my soul, I just feel that I will not end up with a man that also has kids. If that changes and I fall in love with a man that happens to have kids, okay, never say never. I would prefer to date a man who absolutely loves kids but doesn't have kids of his own. I've seen plenty of other single moms who end up marrying men who do not have kids of their own. I also see a ton of women who end up marrying a man who also has kids, and then they have a blended family. Like, it's just personal preference, but I'm just shocked that people are shocked when I say that, because I'm like, why do I have to date a man who has kids just
Because it's literally a double standard.
because I have kids?
I don't think that these women care nothing about y'all, bro. They genuinely don't care anything about y'all.
No,
Every decision
it's them.
from most of these videos are always selfish decisions. They don't care about your well-being. What are you talking about? What kind of nonsense is this? You can have whatever preferences that you want. That goes without saying. I want a guy that loves kids but don't have kids so that he can take care of your kids,
Yeah.
and then y'all could be one happy family. What is this pre-made, prefab houses, prefab relationships that y'all talking about? What kind of
Right.
selfish nonsense is that? Man, look, bro. My option one and option two is always gonna be this. Number one, if you can, make it work and go back with your child's parent. Go back, figure it out, make it work, get married, learn how to work together, put it together. It ain't about you, it ain't about how you feel, it's about what's best for the child. And ultimately, you're gonna find out that most times that's what's probably best for you anyway. That's number one.
True, I can agree
Number
with
two,
Anton on this one.
work very, very hard. If that don't work, then work very, very hard to co-parent beautifully. And until your kid get bigger, you probably need to stop introducing new people to your kids in the first place and just focus on, all of that. I'm not a fan of all of these people with putting together new stuff, and I've lived life and suffered, so now I want somebody else. I've raised my standards type. I get the hell out of here, bro. I'm not with that. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure.
Same, right? Well, you have to earn, not just because you raised your standards, now you deserve more. No, you earn more by being better and creating better and having value for others. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that, and catch you guys next time. Ciao.